Hello, ladies. I have so many thoughts. I've been doing a lot of reading of books and audiobooks during this time of shelter in place. I absolutely adore reading, listening to podcasts, and I've been thinking a lot about habits and how motivation and willpower are not the answer. And I'm talking right now about, health and wellness. We think when we failed before at just say we lost some weight and then we gained some back, or we gained it all back and even more, we'll be like, oh, I'm a bad person. I don't have willpower. I don't have the motivation. I must be unsuccessful in this arena. And a lot of people have negative scripts in their mental space. And, it's really, really hard to change your mental script, but I want to encourage you with a little tip on doing that. So what I want you to do, because right now we're in a crazy situation, okay? So you might not have all the fresh fruits and veggies you normally have access to. You might not have the time to prepare healthy meals that you usually have. You might not have the time. Some of us have a lot more time. Some of us have a lot less time. It is such a variety. So during this weird time, I just wanted to give you a tip that I've recently learned about identity. And so changing your behavior, okay? I was about to start spouting stuff. But the deepest and most prolonged way to change your ongoing behavior is to change and update your identity. So how this has worked for me is I now think of myself as a person who works out. I work out. So this craziness started. I had a 5-month-old baby that had been going to daycare, but then she does not have daycare and I have her with me 24/7. Now, because it is my identity and my belief about myself that I am a person who works out, I was able to get in a workout at almost every single day, even in this crazy situation of having the baby with me all the time, because I'm a person who works out. So how this helped me was, for example, like my husband, maybe he didn't feel like watching the baby at that time, but I'm like, honey, I have to work out. I'm a person who works out. You're gonna have to, and he's willing to help me, but I'm just giving this as an example. Like, he also, because I perceive myself as a person who works out, he also perceives me as a person who works out. And how do I change my identity? Number one, it's my mental scripts. And number two, I am voting with my behavior. I am voting to myself and to the world. Who am I? By working out every day, even during a pandemic, I am proving to myself and to others that I am a person who works out. Okay, so what about healthy eating? Are you a person who is a healthy person? What I'm wanting to do, because I know that we all do stumble at times and we do make bad choices at times. What I want you to do is give yourself grace. This is a crazy time. I want you to start working on your own personal scripts. You're going to say a really short thing, like 1 sentence or 2 sentences, that you can use at various times where you're affirming to yourself. Just say you are hungry and you want a snack, and there's like a bunch of candy, pretzels, a bunch of things that you are not wanting to choose right now, cookies. And there's also, you have apples and bananas, and you have other things like hummus and celery that you think to yourself, I'm going to choose the apple. Okay, now, when you're eating the apple, what I want you to say to yourself is, I'm eating this apple because I am a healthy person who cares about myself. Whatever your script that you come up with is, I'm eating this apple because I care about good nutrition and I care about healthy aging. I am doing blank because I am blank. And also your why could be added to it. Okay, so you could say, just say you get time to do like a 15-minute workout and not your 30 to 40-minute workout. Rather than saying into your mental space, I failed by not completing the workout, you're going to say something like, I did a partial workout because I care about myself and I'm a healthy person. You got to work on your script, what's going to make sense to you. I don't have that many examples in my life of my identity has just sort of, I didn't have this tool in my toolbox about making a mental script and repeating it to myself, except I have one example. It is not in health and nutrition. I still love Fly Lady. I don't know if you guys have ever followed Fly Lady, but she does basically organization, routines, and I followed her extremely closely for about the 5 years. I know I was following her very closely in 2003 when I moved to this house, because she helped me a lot sort of decluttering. I'm sort of a reformed pack rat, and I have issues with like, I don't want to fill the landfill, but I don't want my house to be a landfill. So there's a conflict there. Okay. Well, she had this little mantra or this little phrase where people are like paralyzed by perfectionism. That would be me. So I might not clean my refrigerator. This is back in the day, for 2 months, because I thought to properly clean a refrigerator, you have to take every single thing out. You have to like make bleach water in your sink. You have to wash every shelf, get into all the crevices, clean it perfectly, or it wasn't worth doing. Well, what I learned is if you just take the things out of the top shelves, spray them with a nice thing and wipe it down, and then maybe the next day do the same thing in the main level, etc. Okay, her phrase or her little script, she said, even this task I'm doing imperfectly still blesses my family. Okay, so the Fly Lady told me when I'm like taking my car to the car wash, and normally I go through the car wash and my normal expectation is I'm going to vacuum down the whole thing, take out all the floor mats, vacuum under them, spray down all the inside and the outside of the windows with a window cleaner or glass cleaner, etc. But I'm running low on time. In the past, prior to learning this idea of housework done imperfectly or this task done imperfectly still blesses my family, I'd be like, oh, I'm just not going to go to the car wash because I do not have time to like pull out all those floor mats, wipe down all those windows. But now I say to myself, even this process, just going through the car wash and maybe vacuuming out the passenger seat and the driver's seat, that still blesses my family. So that script has been something I learned, that's been more than 17 years ago for sure, that I still say to myself. It wasn't natural. It didn't come naturally to me to say that, but that helped me overcome perfectionism in the area of like housework and organization. So I want to encourage you to start identifying little scripts that you can say in your own mind. Don't pound yourself down or like be hard on yourself when you do something that was a bad choice. Focus on the good choices and repeat scripts in your head. And once you have those scripts going where they're like natural, and you just think, I'm a healthy person. I'm a person who works out. I'm a person who eats whole foods. So you develop your script, and then sooner or later, it's sort of embedding into your identity. And that is something that will help you for consistent change over time. So I just wanted to tell you that mainly these ideas are from the books Atomic Habits by James Clear, from the book Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg, and also from the ideas of Gretchen Rubin and from some podcasts I've been listening to. So The Habit Coach, which is a podcast from somewhere in India, but I've been enjoying it. Anyway, wanted to chime in about identity and how this is going to be a key for you to change over time and persist in healthy eating, fitness, all these sort of things. So I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.